Hi, it's Johnny Cochran from D Dynasty, and I did the balance changes earlier, but I still wanted to release a video that documented some gameplay, so here we are! I'm going to continue with the deck that I have been playing because in the other video I showed you how it can be effective against Royal Giant. Well, guess what? I faced another Royal Giant the other day, so I wanted to document how it worked against this one. Now this one's a little bit different. He's got the Royal Giant, Ice Wizard, and Princess. So a lot of anti-air, but nothing that does significant damage except that for that Fireball, which is direct damage. So he's been attacking me with the Royal Giant this entire time, and these guys are pushing in, but honestly I don't expect them to do a whole lot. But he drops the Barbs over here, which completely depletes him of Elixir. And I'm able to get my second pump down, which is actually a big score for me. So I drop the Inferno Dragon to counter the remaining Barbs he has. They get a couple of shots off, but it's taken him so long to take them down. I'm actually able to, look at that, just drop a Hound right in front of him. So the Hound's now going to tank. The Ice Wizard is actually going to slow the Inferno Dragon down, which actually causes the Inferno Dragon to lose against an Inferno, otherwise it actually would have won. But to make it not lock onto my Hound, I end up throwing down those minions, and just everything just pushes in and wrecks that tower. And remember, I still have a pump up, so it's time to pump up again. So here I am, I'm waiting for the Royal Giant. I am waiting for the Royal Giant. I'm holding onto that Inferno Dragon. He drops the Royal Giant, and I'm like, alright, fine. Inferno Dragon it is. So it's going to get one or two shots off. I know he doesn't have Zap by now, otherwise he would have shown it. And again, the Inferno Dragon's perfect health. So I drop another Lava Hound. I mean, it's a tried and true formula at this point. Because I know his anti-air. The most he can do is distract me over here. Now, this is a money Fireball. It gets my Inferno Dragon, gets my Mega Minion. That Inferno Dragon is actually pretty derpy. It's following the Barbs all the way down and meets its demise doing so. But in the meantime, the Rage has affected the Inferno Dragon. The Knight has been plucking away at the tower. And that's a 3-crown. I mean, what can you really do against this, you know? So the balance changes are coming up. The Lava Pups are being nerfed just a little bit. I don't think it's going to matter much. That being said, we're going to move on to someone else's replay. You know, I've held the limelight for quite a while now. I want to showcase this. This is the Clutchness. Clutch has been with us for, you know, absolutely forever. So he's got the Mini P.E.K.K.A deck. He loves his Mini P.E.K.K.A. I believe he quote-unquote feels naked without it. So he's pushing down the other lane. Strong Zap and strong Cannon from him. Unfortunately, his Zap doesn't give him the chance to get his P.E.K.K.A down to the tower, but drops the Mega Minion to counter the Hog, Log as well as Ice Wizard to counter the backup that showed up for that Dragon, Jesus Christ, that Giant. He's actually going to be safe on the left. Unfortunately, the right, that Musketeer, is high enough level that the Zap's not really going to do much, so he does get some shots off. He's going to have to counter that Valkyrie. He drops the Clutch Mini P.E.K.K.A, and just like earlier, the Cannon counters it. Cannon's going to go down, but it's still an Elixir efficient trade for this Chinese dude, I believe. Japanese? I'm not sure if it's Kanji or whatever. So they're matched in Elixir right now. Clutch isn't in a perfect place. He hasn't really done much damage to the tower, but he is going to make his push. Ice Wizard backed with Hog. We've been doing blind logs sometimes to mixed success. Didn't quite work out here, but he still got a lot of damage on the tower. He does have to contend with the counter push. So Giant back my Musketeer. He's going to let the Giant push far enough forward that he can take out the Musketeer, and then he's going to drop the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Unfortunately, the Hog's coming down on the left-hand tower. He's going to need to counter that, and the Zap really does come down a little bit too late. He's taken damage on both towers, but now at least he has an in on the right side. So he's going to have that Ice Wizard push you know, towards the right, and it was, you know, a perfect shot for defending against that Giant. He's going to drop the Dragon on the left to counter the Valkyrie. Fireball didn't do a whole lot. It did, but it didn't, because it didn't really allow that giant to survive much longer. So he's going to drop a hog on the right. The hog's not going to do great damage. You know, it's not really looking good for Clutch right now. But never put it past Clutch, man. Clutch will just, you know, show you what it's, you know, show you what he's got. So again, this guy's just pushing down both lanes, and he's getting damage, but in the meantime, Clutch knows exactly what he's doing. He's got the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the hog and the goblins pushing down. Beautiful log right there to kill the spear goblins. And he is actually going to get the tower down to 46. He just needs a little bit of damage. Valkyrie's moving in on the left. Counters with that mini P.E.K.K.A. He's trying to do damage. Fireball comes down. He's got 9 hit points and the log goes down. And Clutch takes it. So Clutch plays by him, as always. And good job, man. And lastly, I have my fiance. This is Becky Ka from DE Tim Tam. She's a leader over there. That's our feeder clan. She says this was not her best replay, but it's a good replay to watch. It's a lot of fun. Drops the minor minion combo, which is countered on their side by some arrows, musketeer. Princess does die to the log, but she's up in elixir right now, as well as having done more damage to the opposite lane tower. So she's going to hold back for a little bit, ready with the Ice Wizard whenever she wants to drop it. What is she going against? She doesn't know this, but, you know, giant minion horde, graveyard, skeleton army, bomber. It's an interesting deck. So he's dropping a giant way back. She drops the Ice Wizard. Not going to do a ton of damage, but she did prod the bomber to be caught out in the front, and then she's able to log it down. Graveyard comes down. She's like, okay, let's drop some minions. Arrows, killer arrows by him. She does drop the barbs to counter the giant, fire spirits to counter the graveyard, and she drops the minor as soon as possible. So actually she's doing pretty well there, and she instantly sees the Skarmy, drops a zap, and guess what? They don't have any elixir to counter with anything. They do drop a bomber, but watch this. The barbs actually kill the bomber. And because of that, they don't have any elixir. Tower goes down, man. Those minions are just nasty, especially when they're properly leveled, and they take 3 hits from a King's Tower as opposed to, or a Crown Tower, as opposed to the 2. So she's sitting pretty right now. At this point, she's trying to decide, okay, do I go for the 3? Do I, you know, just defend at this point? She did mention that she held back elixir over here, didn't quite know what to play. Eventually just threw down a blind princess. Princess is going to be arrowed down, or at least they were thinking about it. So she drops the barbs over right in front of the giant. Princess does go down to arrows eventually. She does have to contend with those, with that Mega Minion Horde, or Mega Minion Horde, with the Minion Horde. They don't get a ton of damage done on the left tower, you know, a little bit of sloppy play from that guy. Does have a giant careening down, but between the Ice Wizard and the Barb, she absolutely has that. She's done a lot of damage to that right lane tower, though. She's looking for the 2 at this point. 10 seconds left. Minions come down. Zaps there. Arrows come down. She zaps it down. Princess gets a shot off. Log goes down. And no, denied. It was a good game from her, though. And, you know, other than that, it was a good game. So, you know, thanks for watching, guys. Clash on.